Today, we are diving into a story that is as brutal as it is baffling. This was one of the stories that did it for me last year. I had been reading the Bible from scratch, and as I began to make my way through the first 5 books, things just started to change a little bit in my mind. I began to really study some of the things that Yahweh said to the children of Israel, and I really began to look at their relationship a bit more closely, and I'm like, this just feels imbalanced. But let's not digress. This story is about when the Levites, the priestly tribe, took up swords and executed their fellow Israelites, their own brothers and family members, for worshipping the golden calf. I want to highlight a common theme shared in many stories in the Bible, and that theme is family. Yahweh, oftentimes through the Old Testament or in the Old Testament, commands his chosen few to execute, slaughter, and push out family members, friends, wives, and neighbors. It's the most curious of things ever. Let's go ahead and unpack what is going on in Exodus 32, because honestly, this one raises more than a few eyebrows. Let's start with the main story. So Moses has been up on Mount Sinai for a while, getting the 10 Commandments, obviously, and the people below start to get restless. For context, they've just been delivered out of Egypt. So they were living in bondage and slavery for almost 400 years. And Yahweh was well aware that the Israelites wanted to be freed and they wanted to be rescued, because when he appoints Moses as the one who would deliver, his words to Moses were, "I have heard the cries of my people, and I have come down to deliver them." So finally, I have heard their cries. They have been crying for a long time, and finally I have come down to deliver them. But not really, he did deliver them. He did wage war, but I think that was more for Yahweh to showcase his strength. But he sent a deliverer, and that deliverer is Moses. So Moses is up there, I'm sure terrified out of his mind, because Yahweh has also said, nobody has seen my face and lived. So we don't exactly know how Yahweh handed down the commandments to Moses, but I'm sure it was terrifying. So Moses is up there getting his, heavenly download, and the people are in the camp getting restless because they're human beings and they've just been delivered, they've been freed, and now their leader is MIA up in the mountains, and they just need to do something. They're human beings. Human beings get restless when they're bored and they're left to their own devices. So they do what any group of people who've just been miraculously delivered from slavery would do. They make a statue of a young cow and they start to worship it. Moses is taking too long, and Moses is the go-between. He's a mediator. So they don't even have direct access to Yahweh, even though Yahweh keeps insisting, I am your God, worship me. But also, when you want to speak to me, I will speak through Moses to you. So the Israelites, make the statue, but they go a step further to convince Aaron, Moses' brother, to fashion this golden calf. And the party gets wild. We're talking sacrifices, dancing, drinking, the whole 9 yards. World star vibes for real. While the Israelites are rocking off outside their camp, Moses comes down the mountain. He sees the party scene and he gets very angry. This is not the first time we've seen Moses display his anger issues. From the jump, from day one, from when he unalived the Egyptian for punishing his fellow brother, we knew there was something off. Now, the way this was taught in my charismatic / evangelical circle, or circles rather, was that Yahweh used a murderer. So Yahweh can use anyone. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter who you were before you met him, before you accepted his son, Jesus Christ, to be your savior. if he can use Moses, who unalived, who literally committed an act that, Pharaoh wanted to imprison him for, and probably unalive him too for doing that. Instead, Yahweh turns his life around, and raises him to be a deliverer, to go up against Pharaoh. So let's just be clear on why this anger is not shocking to anybody. So he smashes the tablets, he grinds the calf to dust, which how? And it makes the Israelites drink it. That is just another level of weird, and I just don't want to settle there. But here's where things take a dark turn. Moses calls out, "Whoever is for Yahweh, come to me." And the Levites, the priestly tribe, rally to his side. Then he orders them to go through the camp and take out brother, friend, and neighbor. And the Levites do just that. According to biblical text, Christian biblical text, about 3,000 men of the people, so men, were slaughtered that day. The Levites were commanded to unalive their brothers, their relatives, their friends, and their neighbors. Okay, let me read from Exodus 32, 25 to 29. And this is one of the few times I'll do an actual reading from the Christian Bible. Now, when Moses saw that the people were unrestrained, for Aaron had not restrained them to their shame among their enemies, this is what Yahweh cared about, by the way. Not really about the golden calf, but how the Israelites were being viewed by their enemies. Thereby, because the Israelites were a representation of Yahweh, he also felt that shame. Okay. Then Moses stood in the entrance of the camp and said, "Whoever is on the Lord's side, come to me." And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together to him. And he said to them, "Thus says the Lord God of Israel, let every man put his sword on his side and go in and out from entrance to entrance throughout the camp, and let every man unalive his brother, every man his companion, and every man his neighbor." This is really interesting because if we try to picture what's going on in this golden calf scene, Moses arrives while they're partying and drinking, but yet the Levites are being instructed to go through the camp and unalive their brothers, their friends, and their neighbors, which means that there were people that were or we could imply, that the men who were, or at least a good number of the men who were executed, were actually not partaking in the golden calf festivities, because otherwise the instruction would have been unalive everyone who partied and then go through the camp and unalive their family members. So there's a question here. Again, this is the Christian biblical text. Maybe, a different version, the Jewish Bible, the Hebrew Bible may have more information, but I'm going by what I am seeing in the Christian text. So the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and about 3,000 men of the people fell that day. Then Moses said, "Consecrate yourselves to the Lord today, that he may bestow on you a blessing this day, for every man has opposed his son and his brother." The last verse here tells us that Yahweh is so pleased with the Levites for executing, slaughtering their friends, their brothers, their neighbors, that he has to bestow. He's like, "I'm going to bless you for following my command." Let's pause here. I remember when I got to this part of the Bible, when I started to reread it again, and I just kept thinking, something about this doesn't feel right. Something about the story doesn't feel right. I'm really struggling to understand why Yahweh would order this kind of execution, and to not even do it himself, but to send the sons of Levi, young boys really, young adult males, to commit this brutal act. It just didn't make any sense to me. I just kept thinking, what is going on here? Why are the Levites getting rewarded for executing their own blood? Why does Yahweh, using Moses as his mouthpiece, command this mass execution? And why do the Levites, who are supposed to be the spiritual leaders in the camp, carried out without hesitation. There is no record, as far as I can see in the Christian Bible, of any of the Levites challenging the execution order. They obeyed without question. Let's not sugarcoat this story. This is a brutal and deeply disturbing story. Brother against brother. Literally. We're not talking about faceless enemies. We're talking about their own people. Their own kin. What is the justification here? Now, the text suggests, and many Christians will tell you, that the justification is about loyalty. Loyalty to Yahweh, who was justifiably angry at the people, at the children of Israel, for breaking the covenant by worshipping an idol. But does that really explain or justify this level of violence? Do we punish disobedience with violence? Why? Why is violence the answer? Is this about maintaining religious purity at all cost, at any cost? And if so, what does that say about the nature of this religion? What this religion was built upon? Why were the Levites the ones chosen for this task? The Levites are the tribe set apart for priestly duties. They are the ones closest to Yahweh, so their actions carry a lot of weight. Of course, Yahweh chose the sons of Levi for a reason. He probably made that reason clear to Moses and told Moses not to tell the Levites why they were selected to do the slaughtering. Why does being so close to Yahweh mean you are the one who gets to carry out his harshest commands? Remember how Moses had to go and deal with Pharaoh? Remember how Moses felt the anxiety, the fear, the insecurities about his stammer? The fact that he was about to go up against a man whose daughter raised him. It's so complicated. The entanglement, the triangulation. I have so many questions for Yahweh. Is there something inherently contradictory about being a spiritual leader and also a warrior ready to unalive your own people on divine orders? Honestly, the story really gets me. So the reward for this kind of zealotry is divine favor. Reading this story as a former Christian raises uncomfortable questions. Is violence justified if it's done in the name of preserving religious purity? Or is this just another example of how power can be wielded to control and coerce under the guise of faith? As if the mass execution wasn't enough, Yahweh decides to strike the Israelites with a plague as another form of punishment, as in it was not enough. It was not enough that 3,000 people were executed by their own family members. Now we're going to add a plague on top of that. Wasn't the execution enough? Did Yahweh go too far with the plague? What is the point of piling on more suffering after such a brutal act of justice? And I say justice in quotes. It raises serious questions about the nature of divine punishment. Is this really about justice, or does it verge into the territory of, okay, you went too far, you did too much. It didn't have to get like that. Okay, they did something wrong. We get it. Yahweh could have punished them any other way. But an execution order and a plague? That's not too much? What this story suggests is that sometimes loyalty to a higher power can demand the ultimate sacrifice. Not just your life, but the lives of those you love. And when that's not enough, maybe it says something even darker about the nature of divine justice. Thank you for listening. Until next time, keep questioning.